We are live. Take the order, all y'all that are here. Please stand for the prayer and pledge.
Father God, thank you so much for another opportunity to come together and serve. Father, we have a lot going on tonight, and I just pray that you give us wisdom and guidance. And Father, be with our citizens as we make these decisions. Help them to voice any concerns that they have and to speak to us and help us lead as you would see fit. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Righty, is there a motion to adopt the agenda? I think with the addition of number 15, which is talking about the cardboard recycling bin that we left off last time. Is there a second? Second. All in favor? All righty, is there a motion to accept the consent agendas number 1 through 4?
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, public comment. All right, oh, Karen, come on up here.
Who is that?
Hey, everybody. On behalf of Paddle Spiritual Life Center, we wanted to invite the entire community to our annual Easter egg hunt that we're having April the 2nd, and it's going to be at the Hinton, the Relay Park. They're going to have 15,000 eggs this year that we're going to be, yeah. And the Easter Bunny will be there from 5 to 7, and then the egg hunt will be at 6 p.m. So we just want everybody to bring their kids, grandkids, whoever, and just have fun in the park.
What date did you say?
It'll be Sunday, April the 2nd. Yes.
How many kids? Y'all had a ton of kids out here last year.
I don't know how many kids we
They
have.
was running everywhere, weren't they?
Yeah, and it'll be sectioned off per age group
Yes.
so that you're not having bigger kids run over
So
little
Steve
kids.
gets to roaming around. He's
That's
gotta
right.
stay
We're going to
his-
keep an eye on
His
it.
age group.
We
That's
just
good.
ask everybody to bring a standard size basket, not some huge basket. That way it'll be fair.
Very appreciative of you guys doing this. I know you got to put a lot of work into it. I know it's a great ministry opportunity as well.
Yeah.
I've always been hesitant for the city to step into areas like that. We used to do it some, but I appreciate you guys and Brother Eric filling that void.
Yeah.
And everything so amply and better than we did it. So
Well,
that's
we're
always
glad
a
to do
plus.
it.
But anyway, thank you. God bless y'all.
Okay.
Thanks, Jerry.
All righty. Mr. Eddie Reed, come on up here.
How y'all
You
doing?
sat through both meetings.
Sir?
You sat through both meetings.
Yeah, well, this is the one I'm important about.
There we go. What's
Oh.
going on?
I talked to several of the other aldermen earlier. I was not notified that y'all had allowed a dope dispensary to come into Petal. Don't know of anybody really locally that has been notified of that, or citizens. I don't understand why the citizens don't get a vote in something like that, because all you're doing is bringing in more trouble for the police officers to handle as it is. And what small percentage of the money that's going to actually put in the city of Petal, that's not going to hardly give these officers any means to support what else they need for the city to take care of other problems. I had a trailer sold off my property 3 weeks ago. It's not a big deal, but it's a hoodlum. And if I'd have caught him, as Craig mentioned, I'd have shot him and wouldn't have thought twice. But that's my property. And now y'all letting a dope dispensary go in next door to me, that is going to create more problems, not only for the city, but as well as myself. The state don't own the city. The people of Petal own the city. And we're the one that pay y'all to sit up here. And I think we should have been more justified in knowing that. I talked to this gentleman here yesterday. He said there were some things that all of y'all couldn't get on board about and different things in the process of y'all's business. Y'all need to get together and work together, which obviously some areas y'all don't. I'm not on this board. Excuse me. I'm not on this board. I don't know enough about politics, but I do know enough about a business and I do know enough about what trouble is. And we're gonna have it. Y'all may not see it, may not know it, but when that thing fires up in more ways than one, it's gonna create a problem for the city. And I have enough trouble trying to get you to fix my driveway over there, which I spoke to him and he didn't know nothing about it. That's another point. Point I'm trying to make is the people of Petal, the citizens of Petal, whether we own a business or property, we should be notified better and know more about what y'all's decisions are that reflects us. And y'all have not done that.
Now, I will say this, we're actually on YouTube right now. So we do as good as we can. And what Mr. Eddie's talking about is the new medical marijuana laws that have come in. And basically it was a decision on the cities collectively, I guess, cities. I guess if it was the counties as well, I guess, as
That's right.
any entity had to decide or not decide. You basically opted out. You didn't opt in. You either did nothing, which is where we fell at. And I think that was probably some disagreement, but it was never came to a vote. So they basically fall under all the other zoning laws. So if it was any other type of,
A t-shirt business.
or a resident building a house, if it's already zoned for that, they really don't have to come to us for that. I think geographically speaking, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't think we're gonna be overran with them because there's some state laws that fall into churches or schools.
Yeah,
So,
1,000 feet or so.
yeah.
Now, do we as a city have any recourse to prevent this from happening?
No,
Do we have any authority to
It's
say
already done.
no?
that ship has sailed. And it was state law and there were news, there's a news guy right there behind you. He covered it.
But did he specifically, or any of y'all specifically, put this to any means to the city of Petal? Because if you did, I didn't hear nothing.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is the law was you have to opt out. And none of us ever did.
So this
And-
falls back in y'all's lap that y'all didn't take care of the city of Petal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not, that's according to you. I mean, we had an option to either opt out or not, and nobody made a motion to opt out. And it's not that Petal is in some place by itself. Hattiesburg didn't opt out. Forest County didn't opt out.
But I'm not talking
Perry
about
County.
them. We're talking about
Lamar.
Petal.
So,
But it was in the
Okay.
news. You
All right, let me
couldn't-
ask you
did you
this.
contact anybody here on this board to ask them to opt out?
No, because I knew nothing
A
about it.
year ago.
I didn't
But that was in
know,
the news.
hang on, I didn't know that the state had that much control over y'all, and which I think is irrelevant.
I mean,
But
you're a citizen of
Did
the
you grow up
state
here
as
in
well.
Petal? Did you grow up here in Petal?
I grew up in Hattiesburg and Petal.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I asked you a straight, did you grow up in
Every
Petal?
other weekend, my dad lived here. My
Okay.
parents were divorced, so I consider that growing up in Petal.
Okay, well, that's
Every
what I'm
other
asking.
weekend.
That's what I'm asking. So you or anybody has a business here are to know and be reported to, so to speak, to let us know that we got something, excuse me again, coming in next door to us that could reflect our business. That, I got a restoration shop here. I got tons of stuff that could get stolen, just like my trailer. The police officers, they got a job that they can't get took care of because they have not all the means that they need. How much percentage do you actually think that you're gonna get out of that marijuana place over there?
Eddie, there's still state law, these people. This isn't recreational marijuana they're doing down there. We're
Well,
not having dope parties down there.
Well, I
That's
tell you
per
what,
state law.
you do some
If they
figuring.
are,
Yeah.
we've got some
well, I bet
state
you
laws
money,
that they'll fall.
I bet you money to any one of you that within a year's time, you're gonna have 10% of what goes in that place or any other,
If that happens, then we obviously have legal means to take care of that at that time.
but then it's destroyed my business.
I don't feel that we're gonna let that happen.
Well, I know y'all can't do nothing now, and I understand
And
that.
we didn't go into it thinking that as well. I never thought we would make a bunch of money off of it anyway. I think there's some taxes off of it, but I don't think we can put special taxes on it either.
No. we can't.
Well, but and there
And
again,
we're not
I'm
the
not
only
a
ones, so-
politician, or I'd be sitting where you're at, because I got offered to be run for mayor, and I wouldn't have your job, because you got too much of a headache. You gotta deal with idiots like me.
But just to
These
be
guys
clear,
have
though,
headaches
we
too,
never, they never asked our permission. We never gave permission. That permission's given
And
at
this
the state
particular,
level.
this particular entity, this is something that happened, what we haven't known about them for like 6 months.
Mhm.
We've gotten, for the most part, a few phone calls and that's been it.
And I made a
And
point
this
to reach
happened
out
over
to the media.
But you didn't contact me after he told you he had talked to me, but he never did.
No, I did reach out to many of the residents in the area, and I did have some conversations with residents in the area. And
But you didn't come to me.
No, sir, I didn't go to your
So that,
business.
that being understood, I was blinded. Now, like I said, the guy's a nice guy. There ain't no problem with that. I don't mind him coming here and making money. But my problem is he's 15 feet out the side of my door. Okay, that's where my problem lies. And there again, he's gonna be bringing stuff in here. He's gonna have, a big deal. He's gotta have cameras. He's gotta have barbed wire up and all that kind of stuff. Cause I kind of checked into some of that myself to see what it is.
So I also brought up the possibility of restricting this kind of thing so that the situation doesn't come up in the future. And that conversation was basically, this is governed by the state and it's going to override
That's
our
right.
city ordinances.
Well, see, that's wrong.
Well, I mean, we have to treat them like any other business. That's what the state law says.
Okay.
We can't discriminate against t-shirt shops or insurance businesses
But this is
or
a dope house.
marijuana business that's in the right zone.
Okay, how long have we been fighting the issue of marijuana as being a non-legal drug? Hundreds of years, whatever, 50 years,
Technically, I
whatever?
think federally, it still is. That's why
Okay.
they didn't run this to the pharmacy stuff, which probably would have been a better thing, but there's still some other federal stuff that some of this falls under as well.
Well, I know obviously that can't be changed at this point, and unfortunately,
And we're here to make sure it's not, that any of your fears are borne out.
yeah, well,
So-
my fear is that it is gonna hurt my business. Okay,
Do you own that property or are you?
that's my property.
That's your property.
Yeah.
I would predict that this will not be bad for you financially.
Well, I have yet to see that.
Okay.
Well, and I'm not gonna sit around and wait for that. So I'm probably gonna be making the motion that I'm gonna be selling and moving and take everything out of Petal, because I'm not gonna support something like that, And the city of Petal needs to get together as a group and change some of this. And I know you may not see my point in this, because I can see in your face that you're not really agreeing or disagreeing here. You just kind of standoffish.
I'm just listening. I don't think that there's anything that we can do to exclude businesses that are legitimately where the state law says that they are. We can't just start discriminating against businesses or they'll be suing us.
Well, there again, how do you go about that, being as that's still illegal drug to a certain point, correct?
I mean, but that's
No, answer
irrelevant.
my question, Dave.
Your question is irrelevant.
Yes, my
No,
question is
your
relevant.
question's not relevant to, is it in the proper place? Can we do anything about it?
Is
Whether the
marijuana-
drug is illegal under federal law is irrelevant to your question,
That, so your opinion is correct, but you have not answered my question.
which is what, whether it's illegal?
Yeah.
It's not illegal under state law.
But if somebody sells it out here on the streets right
That is
now,
illegal.
okay, if he sells it, it's still illegal, correct?
Yeah, you gotta go
Sure,
through
it's a
the.
controlled substance.
That's why
It's
it's
still-
medical marijuana. And obviously, I'm just.
That's a two-sided
It's a
sword.
bigger
I
topic.
mean,
Where
you
do
know,
you, where do you
That's
go
the
5
thing, so
years, 10 years from
If
here?
he starts selling illegally, then all of a sudden he gets shut down, he gets fined, he gets, like, the state will come down on them if they do anything illegal. The deal is, right now, he's growing for medical purposes, that has to be sold through a medical dispensary as issued by, a prescription by a doctor. Like, that's still going to apply, and that site will be secure, and I recognize that it is closed, but as everyone's saying, we have no say. The issue at the very beginning was either opt in to medical marijuana or opt out. And I'll tell you happily, from my stance, I had residents with Parkinson's. I spoke with a few of them. There are things like that to where I could not say no to a medical issue and to us allowing medical sale of this product, especially considering the fact that they could literally set up right outside of our city and the effect would be the same and we'd see no benefit from it while not affecting our residents at all. So really and truly, it came down to, it was a pretty close or a pretty easy decision on my part. Now then, if it comes out to, will we allow this to be recreational, then I'm happy to have a different conversation. Because like I said, I'm not willing to say no to people who are suffering that this could help. But
So let me ask this question. You got a t-shirt business that he keeps bringing up. Would you want this business next to you? Now, be honest now, straight up.
Well, my wants and what, there are lots of businesses that can be next to me that I wouldn't have no authority to say.
But would you, I'm asking you a direct point question to you personally.
I could
Would-
give you probably 25 businesses I wouldn't want next to me.
And
Yeah,
mine may be one of them.
I may not want an auto repair shop
Right.
next to me.
And I can truly,
But
that's why I look for a
If
place
it's
out.
zoned properly, there's been talk for years of a car lot coming next to me. Do I want that? No.
Yeah.
Do I have the ability to force it to not happen? No.
Well,
that's where we are on this thing.
Well, I don't,
Andy,
you
one of the
know,
things that, I mean, I think the mayor's, he's talked to us about it sometimes, is that, you know, we have to react to, you know, businesses coming in, whatever type of business they are. And if it's medicinal marijuana, I think, you know, you might see additional police presence out in that area at times. I mean, I think that's, those things, the mayor and our police chief, we can assist in that regards. Will that cost us some resources? Yes, but I think that's, you know, how we will try to alleviate any concerns. I think that's the mayor will.
And,
will
and I don't consider you come here tonight just to be the end of the conversation. I mean, we're here to, I mean, if any of the Ts are not crossed and the Is are not dotted, we'll work through that process as well. So you call us up, we start having problems, we start getting phone calls. I can assure you the chief of police will be in here talking to us saying, hey, we've got a problem business that we need to legally do something about. You see that in other cities where bars get shut down when they have repeated issues there. And we're prepared to take any legal means to go. But at the same time, I know that was some of the legislators' problem is that we were going into something that we'll know a lot more about it 2 years from now than we know now.
how many of the legislators pocketing some of the money out of this?
That was one of the,
I shoot from the hip, so.
I don't know, but anyway, and I know some that voted against it because they had concerns as well, and they had people come in from other areas that do have this. So.
Well, all right, I'm gonna ask this last question, then I'm done. So if for some reason, why is it you gentlemen cannot put an ordinance together that would allow the city to vote to agree or disagree with something pertaining not necessarily to this, and you may be for this, who knows? But in any case, why can't you put that to something
Any
to
other
where?
one, we can zone it like we want to, but in this case, the state law is pretty clear. Once we did not opt out, basically, they said, here's the couple zones that they can be in. If that's already there, then they can open up.
Okay, but my question, I don't feel like I'm getting an answer to is this. Why is it y'all can't put a program together that would allow the people like that?
Why
The
does
reason
this
is-
business have to come to us
Yeah.
and say, because it falls into the T-shirt or the insurance agency, whereas they don't ever come before the board to say, hey, I want to open up
Basically, our authority doesn't override state authority. They're bigger than us.
and that's the unusual thing in this, because a lot of businesses, we can't zone them like we want to, set the city up like like the residents want, but in this case, we really can't.
Yeah, well, I ain't got much for the state on that part, so they're letting stuff on here. Well, I do appreciate your time.
No, thank
Thank
you.
y'all for that, and I'll move forward with whatever I may have to do.
And I will tell you, I know you're not the only person that feels that way. I can guarantee you're not the only person in this room that feels that way.
And
And
nobody's got the voice to speak up, they're all sitting still.
well, we don't have the power. We don't have the legal authority to do that. We're not the ones that have that. But
I guess that's where I don't understand that part is because Petal was built on the people here. Okay? The businesses that were here before me built this city.
that's
Walmart
almost a
didn't build it,
constitutional
Lowe's
issue.
didn't build it, you know,
Yeah,
Waffle
I know what
House.
you're saying. You're saying, yeah, when we first started setting out the zoning, we said, okay, this is gonna be residential area, this will be commercial, this will be a certain kind of commercial, and this was just different in this case.
When we said that was an industrial zone, it
Yeah,
allowed
it
for
is.
industrial.
That's why I
buildings.
bought the place.
Yes, sir. And I will also say that your voice, you're not wasting your time right now. The board is listening to you.
I don't see that, but
And I would really like to see when this is done, the money that this place is bringing in, I would really, really hope, and I'm trying to drive this home a little bit, that some of that money will end up in the vicinity of that building to make sure that area starts to look better and is well maintained.
well, that'd be a blessing if the money did. And there again, I look after the police officers and the firemen and stuff like that. They gotta work all this. If that place goes up in fire, there won't be nothing left on that spot.
I would say this as well, if we would have opted out, there still could have been a citizens initiative to override us.
Okay.
In that case, so it was really, set up.
And it was 74% more. And City of Petal was overwhelming for. That's the problem. You know me a long time, but I don't have a dog in that hunt. I've never smoked, don't want to smoke. You
Well,
know me, I
you
do
got two
recognize-
choices there. You either pocketing the money from it or you're a dope head, whichever the case may be. So somewhere down the line, like I told you, I shoot from the hip. I ain't got nothing for nobody. They can either listen to me or not.
hear you do good work on cars too.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that very
If you
much.
need me for anything, you know how to get in touch
Okay,
with me.
y'all have a good one, gentlemen.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
your time.
Good deal.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Miss Peggy Agnew? Miss Peggy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, come on up here. I need to talk louder, don't I? Where you live at, Miss Peggy?
Same place on Highway 11. I was up here last year about my trash, and y'all said that I was behind a year in 2010, I believe, and you said that you'd work with me because I couldn't get a dumpster.
Yeah.
But I didn't come back because I didn't have the money. Now I can afford to pay 20 on the bill that I owe and then pay for the regular pickup. I got a little bit.
Yeah, we can pull it up right here,
Maybe.
maybe.
Basically, so you're just asking to be put on a
You
hardship.
basically want to be
now.
put on a hardship. Is there any way you can come up here and see the girls in the water department tomorrow?
Um,
Or you-
I don't have no transportation. My daughter works and I don't know what time she'll get off. What time they close the water department?
We've had, they're open 7:30 to 5, but I think we can actually call.
Yeah,
them.
but
I
she
need
goes to
bring you-
work at
I need to
4.
bring you a piece of paper or something. Oh, yeah, she gets off at 4, you can. be up
Okay,
there.
well, I can probably get somebody to bring me up here.
If you'll do that, we'll figure something out. We can get you on a hardship and get it going again. You don't have a can right now, do you?
No, sir,
Yeah,
I
we can
need
get you a
one.
can and we can get all that stuff
Okay.
taken care of.
While I'm here, I want to ask another question.
Yeah.
When I bought this property 36 years ago, it was commercial property. I want to know what it's listed as now. Still commercial, or did y'all change it to residential?
We haven't unless you petitioned us, for it. Anytime we do that, we can't,
The owner would know about that
yeah,
process.
we can't
They're part of
blank
that
check and just come in. But our building department, we can get you in touch with them, they can tell you for sure. We can't come in without your knowledge and just change the zoning for it. Usually
Yeah.
that's gonna take place, is you're gonna come to us and request,
Okay,
because you may want a business to go in there, or you may want it to be residential.
okay, well, I've checked with the people in the building department, and apparently they can't find it. I have 2 properties on 1, or 3 acres, or 3 acres and 7 point, land. And, when I had it, the block house used to belong to Jimmy Dale Odom, and it was $11.95. And the other place where we had a car lot and a construction company and all that was $11.81. And since y'all combined everything, both properties got $11.81 on it.
Highway 11?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't combine that.
Now, the
Yeah,
block
it's a very
house,
expensive
I used to
process,
live
too.
in
It
it,
doesn't just
but now I'm just trying to save up some money to get it fixed.
Are you sure you want to change residential from commercial?
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking a question. I don't know.
You want it to remain commercial, but.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, if it's that, and if it happens to be residential, you need to change it, there's a process for that as well.
okay.
If you will though, come, give us let me give you a phone number to our water department
Okay,
and, give them a call tomorrow and we can figure it out. And then if you come up here, I think they have a few pieces of paper for you to sign and you'll be good to go.
okay, that'd be fine.
They appreciate you coming in tonight.
Mhm, thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice evening.
All righty, Mr. Kevin Floyd.
How you doing, sir?
Well, unlike the other gentleman, I actually came here to give kudos. Some of y'all may know I have a drainage ditch that runs down the edge of my property and it goes up to the brim when it rains, but it normally runs out pretty quickly. And, but the last time it rained, it got full and it stayed full. And I contacted my alderman and they came out quickly. I mean.
Who is your alderman?
Mr. Strickland. But
Hey, you
yeah,
great.
that fellow and that lady back there, they came out pretty quickly. I was actually surprised because Mr. Strickland gave me a call back to let me know that he passed the information to them and they were pulling up. I was still on the phone. But it turned out to be a couple beaver dams and they knocked them out and drained. But
So he's been knocking out that drainage.
oh yeah, I'm glad too because my property stays wet anyway. I mean, rain is bittersweet. It's good for business, but it's not good for cutting my grass. So, but I also want to touch briefly about the other gentleman. I think y'all actually do pretty good about getting information out. I know with me, it's important to be a proactive citizen. And I remember whenever I moved here 2 years ago, it was just before the election, and I interviewed the candidates for my district. I interviewed Mrs. Strickland, I interviewed Mr. Tony Ducker at my house. So I don't see where there's an issue with y'all getting information out. Mr. Tony, he's on Facebook Live all the time. This is on YouTube. They do a pretty good job at reporting.
I think it's good to point out too that you attend nearly every meeting.
Yeah, well, it's open to the public. If you have a concern, just come voice your opinion. Listen to y'all give out the agenda. But I just want to give y'all kudos. Y'all doing an awesome
Thank you.
job.
Could you face the camera when you say that?
Repeat that.
I want to make sure the audio is picking up. Did the audio pick up okay? Who's watching it?
Thank you, sir.
It'll be in the minutes.
It'll be in the minutes. In bold letters. Awesome. Good deal. I will remind us, or at least advise that we will have to have a short executive session for a legal matter, personnel matter, and a contract matter.
Okay.
I think it'll be like it won't be long though.
It'll be at the end of the
Then we
meeting.
can do our hearing with
Then we-
Mr.
maybe we got
Slaughter,
Mr.
so
Shoulders.
he's already like,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, in order to talk, you're supposed to sign that paper.
Yeah,
It helps.
we're usually free flowing. We don't ever make Miss Ada sign up. You got something?
You need to
Yeah,
say something, Mr. Brown?
I just have a request.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your name, sir?
Jim Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll probably hear a lot of that.
Yeah, we did all-
School days catch up with
Me.
Hey, who's your alderman?
Oh, the Easter egg man. Okay, so we were thinking, our son's already graduated from Petal. He's a special, he's bodyguard, Secret Service and Army right now.
Oh, wow.
He's long gone, Petal's five-star school. Okay, now, we have no information board out there. You know how we have the one little video board for the elementary, and you try to read it, and the only time you can read is when you stop at the light, we want a five-star friggin', excuse my expression, billboard out there, something. It tells us all the activities, what's going on, and, even the winning football game scores the next day, something. It's just an idea, we go by there, of course, we live down in high school, but we see it every morning, but anyway.
No, that's a good idea.
Just
And we do from time to time have some of the billboard people, and I know
high school.
they always, so that's always a decision, but it's always tough to get information out, but at the same time, with the Facebook stuff, you try not to wear your welcome out, but we gotta understand, a lot of folks aren't on Facebook as well, and that must be awesome, but,
Something,
anyway, no, good suggestion. Hey, who do you have with you?
Oh, that's my bodyguard. Yeah, she keeps me out of trouble.
Awesome, good seeing y'all
That's
guys.
where I go. She's not with me.
We do have the best cheerleader in the world. Wave your hand,
Yeah.
Robert. We got the best cheerleader in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing baseball, but I'm not all the way through school.
All right, good deal. Thanks so much, gang. No proclamations or resolutions. I will say, I did have a visit earlier today. Today is International Down Syndrome Day. So I had a great visit today with Aaron Jones and his family. As well, we have some new lights that, Josh, why do you hide behind the podium?
You just happens to be where I sit.
We've got some lights out that have the blue and yellow tint. I did get a question about the Ukraine. No, it's for International Down Syndrome Day. So it's great to have a visit for that. Trying to do some of those things and piece those things together and them not be budget busters. I think I paid $60 for the lights. Anyway, and now Melissa won't reimburse me, but anyway, let's carry on. Number 5, is there a motion to accept the bid from J. Bearden Construction, Inc. in the amount of $1,398,460 for a water line upgrades on West 7th Avenue, Kettle Drive, Highland Drive, and Garden Lane per Shaw's Dearman and Waite's recommendation.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, quick motion, second. Discussion?
Just appreciate we're finally getting after this one because it's we talked about this as well as when it rains, that's $1,000 bill basically that we're paying extra in I-9 on, Mayor, you talked about in the past. So I know this is a big bill out of our pocket here, but it is one of the few ones that actually will give us some dividends. We were taking care of the I-9.
And this also covers, paving once we get done with that.
That's what I was gonna ask.
And so, one thing, and I think this would qualify for our matching funds since
We
it's a sewer.
Well, we didn't turn these particular projects in, but I do have some news on some of that stuff. Matter of fact, we actually fixing to have one here in a minute.
1398, that's water line. That's not gonna stop infiltration. Are we also lining pipe with that?
Yeah, no, this is actually, water line laterals, that we're dealing with. And, then the paved, afterwards. But these are areas that have had incredible amounts of, issues. I know I get a phone call about every day, from Roy Hilton,
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
right on West 7, and then Garden Lane knows, Lord knows, we've had a lot of problems over there as well, so it's kind of good to be able to get these. These are big numbers, and this isn't including all the fees we'll end up paying, so it'll end up being a 1.16, 1.7, hopefully not 1.8 when it's all said and done, and as y'all have seen, we're breaking eggs, and it's a pain, because look at Dawson Cutoff. I wish that was over. I know you probably don't. We wish it was already done, but that's what happens when you start digging up the earth and you find stuff that you don't. It's a lot easier to just pave it and then deal with the problems later, but it's not the right thing to do. So I appreciate the board being determined to take care of what's up under the street as much as possible. Saying that, I know we will have a water leak somewhere on a freshly paved road. It is what it is. So anyway, any more discussion? Got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
We have no old business, general business. Number 6, request to dispose of 7 SCBA bottles in the fire department. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion and a second. Chief Hendry,
Yes, sir.
what you got going on here?
Bottles have aged out. They passed 15 years in January.
Hey, what you do with them when you,
Dispose of them. You cannot use them for breathing air anymore.
awesome. Okay, got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, request to authorize the VA outreach program to use the Civic Center on June 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Free of charge. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, request to approve agreement with Pedal Sports Association. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Tom got a second. Basically, that's just an agreement that we've had with them. We were actually working under the old agreement. I like the way it was written originally, and this part is that it's kind of built to grow. So as we add additional sports, they just plug right into what we have going on, and I appreciate Josh and all the work that you guys are doing. I know Jason's bowed up right now too, so that's pretty awesome. So I got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 9, request to authorize Mayor Ducker to execute letter of engagement from Collins and Knoll Appraisals, Inc. for appraisal services connected to the widening of Old Richardson Road at Evelyn Gandy Parkway. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Ronnie, do you want to explain that? We're
Again?
basically, that's part of our, an NPO plan that we've got, and Rocky's getting, I guess the question came up at the end. We've got to get an assessment of some of the land that we need.
An appraisal. And,
It's a really slither of land, so it's been kind of tough to,
it's a small sliver, and sometimes you don't have to have a formal appraisal, and we tried to go without the formal appraisal, and, Alan Flint was helping us with that, and, God rest his soul, unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish helping us with that. So, this has kind of gone on for a while. So these people, Collins and Knoll, that the best reputation in the city and in this area for doing this kind of work. And I've seen their work both on the opposite side in litigation, and then I've seen their work for the city of Hattiesburg. So it would be my recommendation. I think that their proposal is reasonable, and I would ask that you pass that so we can move forward.
And Mayor, this is your work from the NPO, right?
no, this isn't actually me. This is something that I inherited, and we kind of kicked the can down the road for a long time, but,
Finally getting to it.
anyway, we do have some money, and we'll hopefully over the next few months have some more money secured. Basically have it as a place marker, and then we'll have to decide if we need to be committed to a certain plan as opposed to somewhere else the money may be needed. But
And I would add that Mr. Knoll specifically knows the NDOT people and the hoops that we need to jump through. And that's a big deal for me, is that he knows all these folks and can make this happen easier for us.
I will applaud Rocky for working diligently on this. I did ask him to at least have me some more information before our next NPO meeting next month. So MDOT does not corner me and ask me when we're gonna do it. So anyway, I'll put some information for you. But anyway, we've got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Number 10, request to set a hearing date of April 11th, 2023 at 6 p.m. for the following properties: 529 East Central Avenue, 1090 Highway 42.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Number 11, request to accept contract with Southern Pines Animal Shelter for up to 200 community cats at a cost of $15,000 annually.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
And that's part of our TNR, trap, neuter, and return program that we've worked with them. Appreciate the work that we've done. And we've done much more than that number, because they'll actually do smaller cats when litters are found, and you can go ahead and neuter the, once they come of age, the kittens. So we actually get over like 500. I know that becomes a hot topic every once in a while on social media.
So have the numbers come down a little bit?
Not
Due to our
really.
efforts?
We're doing tons of them. I like to get a fresh number, but I think last year we did like 500, and then we had a couple hundred dogs. So we're dealing with 500 to 700 animals every year. And unfortunately, all the shelters are full right now. So literally, unless there's some kind of aggressive dog right now, we don't really have a lot of options. So anyway, but I got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Number 12, request to authorize the purchase of 5 SCBA cylinders from Emergency Equipment Professionals at a cost of $6,010 per state contract using state rebate funds.
Motion.
Motion and second. All in favor? There we go, Chief. Good job. Request to send letters to Congressman Mike Ezell and Senator Roger Wicker in support of Hattiesburg's request for funding through the THUD HIT account for railway overpass. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is basically just supporting some efforts that Hattiesburg is trying to do to get a couple of their projects to the finish line. So just being a good neighbor. So got a motion, got a second. All in favor? All righty, number 14, request to authorize Mayor Ducker to execute the sub-award agreement with MDQ NCWI grant for Dawson Cutoff Sewer Replacement in the amount listed right there. Is there a motion?
Motion.
I've got a motion and a second. This is basically, we got ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan Act money, $2.6 million. The state come in and said, if we submit our money or submit our projects, that there's a chance we could double that money, turn our 2.6 into 5.2. Well, there's $522,516 of that. That's for the Dawson Cutoff, and I will applaud Melissa Martin and the work she has done on behalf of this. There was some language that we weren't real comfortable with, so we've got all that ironed out. So this is starting the process. Don't know when we're actually going to get the money, and hopefully later on we will get some of our other projects approved. But this is on a reimbursement basis. Initially, we were going to pay cash for Dawson Cutoff, and then we kind of realized it was going to be in our best interest, since it was almost an 80% complete project, to turn it in with the state. So it was good to get that approved. A lot of cities, even bigger cities, didn't get anything approved. So that was very nice to be able to see that. We do a lot of work with our engineer when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I appreciate the board's diligence on trying to get every outside dollar that we can get. So anyway, got a motion, got a second, all in favor? All righty, number 15, Melissa, I'll let you walk us through this, but it is a request to increase the size of cardboard recycling bin. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second for discussion?
Second.
It's that, the cardboard recycling bin over there at Walmart, it's always full, overflowing, cardboard everywhere. So they suggested we do that biggest one. I sent y'all the stuff last time too, so.
Is there 2 options? Put 2 of them down there, or just get one bigger one?
One big one.
Yeah, I think she thinks it'll be better to just do one bigger one.
At what was the price?
Have we thought of?
Is it 150?
Just out of curiosity, have we thought at all about putting it in two separate locations, like one on this side of the city, one on that side of the city?
Well, you got secure location.
Problem is, it's securing the location. If we secure the location, I think would be.
Good, yeah.
Does
I
that
don't have any
Is
idea
it
where
one?
they're at now.
Biggest one, 150?
Yeah, it has.
Is that what it was a month?
No, it wasn't 150, I think it was.
150
Put on Stephen Street.
for 30 yards or something.
Right next to Gerald's house.
Gerald's house, or his driveway.
He said Blake.
Actually-
Blake House.
You know, our current contract is what, $75 a month?
Yeah.
And the one we have out there, no, it's bigger than 10 yards, but they built that, so it's bigger than 10 yards, so we're paying, I mean, I think we have a greater need, but, you know, I guess inflation's always there, but we're paying more for a smaller, either option smaller. I hate to lose the, you know, are they gonna pull the old one out?
Yeah, they're gonna pull that one and put the,
'Cause
she
we,
wants us to put the 30-yard one there.
I'm sure she does, but it's $100 every time we pull it, and we, you know, which is for utilization. I thought, didn't we pay extra? We actually paid a fee for them to build that one that they put in there. It wasn't just, there was additional cost, acquisition costs for that one they built for us.
I don't remember.
There was a, so they
Oh,
built it
it's just
especially.
75 a month.
You
I
don't
thought we just
wanna-
had to wait.
And you
until
don't
they
want to
build it.
get charged every time they pull it when it gets full, do you?
Well, you don't wanna lose, if that's accurate, our investment in that, and we're paying
A better deal.
a better deal.
For 12 yard for $75. It gets pulled once a week. Cause that $75 is once a week, for, you know, for the whole month. So it's, you know, it's 4 weeks, that's, let's say it's 12 cubic yards, that's 48 cubic yards for $75. So that's, I mean, that's a better deal than,
How often are they offering to come pull this thing? Or is it
Once-
just every time it gets
Once a
full?
week,
Yeah.
on Thursdays,
No,
that's when they come.
no, it's as needed. It's once, it's, if you look at the, at least when you look at specifics, it said $30, it's $100 per pool.
If they're saying that they're
Oh.
estimating once a week, and
Yeah.
that's $400 a month.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Which, I mean, if we're using, if we're using a lot of cardboard, that's great. I mean, that's.
Well, I know they came this last time to dump it. They dumped it. Did I send y'all the pictures?
I don't
They
believe
sent
so.
me pictures of all the cardboard that was thrown about over there, and I had to send Phil and them over there to pick it up. And it's full. It was full again once they picked all that up because they don't get out and pick up the cardboard. They just dump the bin.
Yeah, which is ironic, because if you remember, if you go back to that
Supposed to clean
video,
up.
he specifically said, our guys will clean up the cardboard around it. He specifically said, we don't want our employees to do it. And that was a specific statement by that.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah, well, our driver will get out there and toss it in and we'll pull it twice.
They don't do that.
We
We send them over there. Now, I did send them one time to fill it up, and they dumped it again. They
Yeah,
like
they
came
were
back
saying
through and
that.
dumped it again.
You did say that.
But again, yeah, I think that's the difference between the salesperson versus the executor.
That guy's in Texas now or something.
Yeah, the good news is we're using cardboard being recycled, and that's a good problem. It's just a matter of how we pay for the costs and locations.
Well, we're paying them to do it, and then they turn around and bundle that stuff and they sell it to the paper companies. So don't do it.
So what y'all want to do?
We got a motion on the floor.
To go
Well,
with the
you-
30?
yeah,
go
you
to
said
the
it
size.
increased.
Yeah, increase the size. We need to know what size.
Yeah, y'all got the paperwork that tells
I mean, we're
the
going
sizes?
from
Yeah, 30 yards for
$1,000
That's what you get, $30. Only 30 yards.
I bet, say $400 a month.
Are they want to charge us now?
Well,
They said it says $100 for
That's what they
full.
say.
Yeah.
They're charging $30.
Oh, yeah,
Every
that's-
double.
That makes a
That's
difference.
$5,000 a year, pretty much.
Can we, if we went with the 30 yard, can we say,
Once a
we'll,
month?
we'll pay you to pull it once a month?
But if we do that, and they're pulling it 4 times a month now for a 12-yard, we're
Yeah.
losing there too. I mean, we might, Drew's got a point, we might be
Maybe
better off.
if they're pulling it 4 times a month, it may not be slam full overflowing every month. It might be every week, well, altogether. They may not be pulling 30 yards a month.
We just do it on a month-to-month basis, right? We're not signing a contract.
I mean, we don't have an updated contract. She just, wanted to know if we wanted to put a bigger thing out there. Let
So,
me
I
see
mean,
what
we
my
don't sign a
email-
new contract. You could just go month to month.
As long-
See how, in other words, what I'm saying is.
Let's
if
see
you
how
want
it
a new-
works.
Yes, you can see how it works, and if you don't have a new contract, you're the board, you can just say, we're done
Okay,
with
she
you, we'll have
said-
somebody else.
They can add a second 10-yard box, like the one we have, with weekly pickup for an additional $85 a month, totaling $160 a month. her other suggestion is to replace it with a 30-yard basket for $100 per pull. And that is on an on-call basis. So we would call them and tell
So
them.
if we only call them once a month, they just gonna come pull it once a
But
month.
10 yards sounds like a better deal. If we're worried about
Once
spillage,
a week.
yeah, they're doing it once a week, and we're paying it monthly for.
You wanna do the 160 one for,
So there'd be two containers there. The one that's currently there that we, if I recollect correctly, we paid for that acquisition cost for that. And they said that if they still only charge $75 for that one, that's a better deal. I'm appreciative that they allow us to maintain that contract. And then we'll go for a 10-yard, right next to it. I think that's twice, and that way we're basically getting 22 yards every week for $160.
And still pulling every week.
Yeah, every week it gets full. Cause there's only a couple of weeks that when, like after the Christmas holiday, when it was,
Wow.
you get slammed. And they do have a program where if we call them early enough, we can pay for the extra
Yeah.
pickup.
Then I'll change my motion to put the second 10 yard.
You know, next to it.
Just say I did.
Second that change.
the second 10-yard?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
But we don't want to lose the current one out there. I don't want to see 2 10-yards out there. Ask them we'd like to keep the current.
She says that's a 10-yard.
Okay, got a
We'll
motion.
vote?
Okay, we got a motion, got a motion, got a second, all in favor of
Aye.
adding a
Second 10-yard
second
container,
10-yard container.
total of 160 a month.
Cardboard board?
It's kind of petty, we're just on that 1.4 million.
I was fixing to actually make that comment, y'all see how that goes?
522,000, then we go to.
We just squeezed that $150 there,
I-
but that 1.3 just flew right out.
I was gonna say, we'll get our values worth for the 1.4 million, we'll get our values worth for the 1,000.
That's right.
The 522 is a big.
That's right, yeah, that's plus for us. But anyway, no seminars or travels, orders, and ordinances. Number 16, request to adopt an order hiring Philip Herklotz full-time in the Recreation Department at a rate of $12 per hour, effective March 22nd, 2023. Is there a motion? Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
All righty, Josh, you got somebody with you?
Yes, sir. He's been working with us through Express and about close to 8 months. So this is something he wants to continue doing for a while. So
Good. Philip, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Good deal. Well, appreciate you coming on board with us. Appreciate the work you've already done for us as well.
Do guys have to do a liturgical dance?
Appreciate y'all having me.
Awesome. I did wait.
You didn't have that, Greg.
I made sure the vote went through, and then I think we were free to do that. But number 17, request to adopt an order raising the rate of pay for Demond Jenkins to $12 per hour, effective March 22nd, 2023. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, really don't have anything in the mayor's report that we haven't already switched on. We do need to see the need for an executive session on the 3 things I mentioned earlier. And it should be simple as that.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye. Thank y'all for coming.
Promise we won't be
We're
long.
gonna come back and have a public hearing. No problem.
Oh, yeah, we will have the public hearing after this.
On the redistricting.
Y'all we'll handle y'all first and get y'all stuff out after. Yeah.
Relatively easy. I have my alderman's personal cell
What do you mean?
just give it a jump on.
Well, everybody's following out.
Hey, Matt. How's that? So,
That's just a ridiculous. We're drawing.
how's that, bro?
You're still keeping him. It's,
They get to, they started, they just ain't got there yet. If you don't be nice to them, it may not get done.
He's trying to behave this week.
There you go.
He ain't listening to you.
Yeah, I would. I was, she makes the strawberry cake, I listen. I think I need to take it now. I'm killing me.
I'm not saying
pesticide lawsuit. Wait, what are you, I know pest control.
They approved mosquito stuff in the trucks.
I just told him I want to bring back the trucks that blow
Blow the smoke.
the smoke out so I can ride my bike behind it.
We used to do it. I told him to put diesel in it. But then he said, they're looking at me like,
If that truck would have ever stopped, you couldn't have seen nothing. You'd have
get shorted.